Good morning, everyone. My name is Leanne. I live in Calgary, and I thought I would share my garden with you guys. It's a beautiful Sunday morning here, and we had a pretty good storm last night, so everything's a little bit wet and looking good. My apologies on the quality of this video, as this is my first one. This is my front yard. We've had a slow start to the season this year with it being very cool. Things are starting to finally look not bad. Mixed planters. Indigo blue pot's my favorite, with some canna lilies, geraniums, and some creeping jenny. And then up top on the porch here, I've brought out some of my house plants. That suspicious looking plant is actually a money tree plant. Big jade, some pothos. And then up on the porch here, I've got this beautiful cactus, which has been around for a very long time. It's over 30 years old. It's one of my favorites. This is the garden from up top. Sun's a little bit harsh this morning, so I'm trying to do my best here. These variegated irises are looking wonderful. Just about ready to pop. There's a featherweed grass in the back there. This beautiful heuchera that has been here for a very long time. Daylilies. Love this large leaf hosta here. It's its third year. It's starting to look really, really good. And this flower bed here was just put in this spring, so it's got long ways to go yet for it to mature, but I'm looking forward to it. Got some yarrow, some more heucheras. Love the color on those. Just look at the size of these leaves. They're huge. Again, had quite the storm last night, so things are looking a little bit beat up, but that's a hydrangea that I just planted there. Oh, looks like I finally have an iris. Looks beautiful with the dew on it. And hostas. Another heuchera. And in Calgary, these heucheras are more known as coral bells, so however you want to call them. And I've got this pom-pom pine, which is a little bit hard to see here with the light. I'm going to the backyard. Tiffany! Here we go. Tiffany! There's Tiffany. This is just walking into the backyard here. I've got more puppies joining me here. I've got 3 little dachshunds. Dwarf lilac bush. And I don't know that I really have a style for my garden. I just kind of plant what I like, and if I don't like it, I tend to move things around quite a bit and change it up. This is just a quick pan of the backyard here. Cricket's in the flower bed. Hey. Cricket. This is a dwarf Alberta spruce, which for a few years I left uncovered in the wintertime, which I won't do again. I will be covering them up. And this fire pit here we use a lot. We love it. There's a liatris on the end here. There's a rhubarb plant, which I thought was dead last year, so it surprised me when it popped up. Which is great. Not enough to harvest this year, but maybe next. And then this is a Japanese fern leaf peony, which was planted last year, and I think it got too wet. And I was happy to see it came up, and it gave me 1 bloom this year, but if anyone has experience with peonies, they only get better with age, as you all know. And this guy in the back here does not look the greatest. It's grafted onto a trunk, and it was transplanted many times, but I do notice that it's got green growth on the tips, so I think it'll be okay. Just needs some time to recover. It's beautiful variegated irises like the front. There's a pincushion plant there, which has yet to flower. I love those. A daylily. It's another hydrangea I planted this spring in the back there. I don't know if it'll flower this year. I'm hoping it will, but we'll see. Nice patch of daisies here, starting to come up. Corner spruce, which I keep trimmed quite tight because this is a fairly small garden, so I find once it pushes its new growth for the year, I'll go and cut it back quite significantly to keep it dense and small to fit my yard. Another pom-pom pine tree, which again, once it pushes its new growth, I usually come in and cut the candles in half, and then once the candles flush out, I'll go in and trim them again so that it keeps its shape. There's a linden here, which is about 3-4 years old, and I plan to keep that tight. I just kind of let it go the last few years here just to get some height and growth on it, but I will be keeping that trimmed. And this is a brand new little ground cover that I planted. It's called Snow Crop Sedum, It has little yellow flowers on it. It's supposed to be a zone 4, so we'll see. I've never seen one before, but I thought I'd give it a try. On this ground cover here, I'm not sure the name of it, but the dogs seem to love to sit on it like a pin cushion and relax and enjoy the sun. Some grasses. And this is some roses here, which have flopped over because of the sun or the rain that we had. Those were new this year. I'm just gonna back up here. And this guy here I absolutely love because it stays narrow. And for small gardens, it's an awesome tree to have. Another coral barrels or heuchera. A dwarf lilac tree, which is starting to bloom. And then once that blooms, I'll be going in and giving it a good haircut. For those who don't know, lilacs bloom on old wood, so the best time to trim those up are right after they've done blooming so that you have a new flush for next year. So it's looking a little bit scraggly, but I usually do keep it quite tight. So, my apologies here, the sun seems to be wreaking havoc on this video, but here's a lilac tree which is ready to come into full bloom, and they're beautiful, nice white fluffy flowers. And got my hosta garden here, which I had a couple that didn't come up this year, so leaves me a few spots to fill it in a little bit later. Some grasses. Another dwarf Alberta spruce, which got hit by the winter time, but I'm going to keep those covered up from now on. Corner spruce, it's just pushing its growth, and I'll go in and trim that up again after it's done pushing out. Virginia, which has just finished flowering at the bottom there. And then I've got a hawthorn tree here, which we went in and we cut quite a bit off this spring, so it looks a little bit sparse, but it'll fill in. So yeah, that's pretty much the garden. You can hear in the background there, I've got a water fountain on the deck. It's one of my pots. My bear. I don't know if I can. There's the fountain that you're probably hearing in the background there. I find living in the city here, sometimes there's a lot of distraction sounds in the background that can give you a headache, so I find the water feature really helps. Yeah, that's my garden. I hope you all enjoyed this tour with me, and this being my first video, please let me know what you think. Besides the quality of the video, I'll be sure to see if I can improve that on the next one. And I hope that if you guys enjoy this, that you can come along and help me do a few projects around the yard and maybe help you out with your garden, and you can help me out with mine. Anyways, hope you all have a great Sunday, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.